What? What's going on?
Ah! We're gonna fall!
Grandia is amazing, and you should buy it now. That is all, thank you. But if you want to stick around for another couple of minutes, I'll explain why. Grandia was a huge part of my childhood, and it was a game that I found for £10 in a shop on a cardboard stand gizmo, and like my parents didn't have a lot of money when I was growing up, so I didn't expect anything. And it was just one of those days in the summer on the school holidays where my mum just was like, do you want that game? Because I'd been good or whatever. And I said yes, took it home, the rest is history. I have a video on that, so you can check that out. I might tag it in here. But yeah, Story How I Found Grandia is a very fond childhood memory of mine, and it originally came out in 1997, and of course now is available all HD'd up and whatnot on Steam, and obviously all the other consoles. But is it worth picking up? This is specifically for Grandia 1, the HD remaster. I'll do a separate one for Grandia 2. Now, this is not a game for side quests and end game stuff. Doesn't have any of that. This is a straightforward JRPG mains quests doing game. You follow Justin, who is a wannabe adventurer, and his childhood friend Sue, and they team up with adventurer Fina, and then they go looking for the lost civilization of Angelou, and they takes them to all these different places. It's a coming of age story for Justin, especially as he starts off quite childish and whatnot, but then he obviously learns to grow, and there's some pretty decent music as well, which accompanies a lot of the sections. There's some cool anime cutscenes as well. The voice acting is horrific, so you're going to have to live with that one. The combat is awesome turn-based stuff. The combat is one of the true highlights of the game and is really awesome. There is some 3D dungeons, which can be a little bit of a bitch to navigate at times, but it has its charm. Of course, I have a lot of bias towards it because it was a part of my childhood, so there's a lot of nostalgia for me. But this is a game which I do believe is worth playing today. There is so much charm and love in the game, and like I said, because it doesn't have any side quests or anything, it's a game that you can just munch through. It could take you between 25 to 35 hours to do. Like I said, there's next to no real grinding that you need to do. You can equip, obviously, the different characters with new weapons and equipment and whatnot, and different items. They can only carry a limited amount, which is very annoying. But, it's a product of its time, so I get that. There's... there is some weirdness as well with a lot of the characters that you're just going to have to put up with. And, there are some reviews on Steam which basically just give it grief, essentially, for not being able to play on Steam Deck, which I don't think is like a massive deal breaker, in all honesty. I mean, I have it on Switch as well as on PC, so if I want to play it on PC with the Steam achievements, because I do enjoy achievements, and I think Nintendo need to implement that with their new console that they're going to be bringing out. But Grandia is definitely worth playing through. It has a lot of charm, and like I said, it's just a straightforward JRPG story orientated game, fairly linear in that way. There is some exploring to do. It's got very cool music, it's got some very cool sprite work, and the combat is still phenomenal to this day. That's all really I gotta say about it. But please let me know in the comments down below if you've checked out Grandia, especially this HD remaster, and if you are an original Grandia fan, please let me know in the comments when you found Grandia and if you have a story like that, because Grandia is super special to me. It was super special to a lot of other gamers as well, and I'm so glad that we got a HD remaster of it to start with, so I didn't have to continue emulating it. But it's one of my favourite games. But thank you very much for watching.
What a cinch!